Hey guys, welcome to my show. I got a guest today.
Oh my God.
This is one of my oldest daughter, Bernetta.
Hey you guys.
She does not know the topic because she is a overthinker. And if I tell her the subject, she's gonna overthink and it's not gonna work out. So the topic is let's hear her side. Today is dealing with domestic violence, and we're still dealing with the subject of domestic violence. And you guys have heard the topic of let's get into the root. What's your next step, and how did I become free from domestic violence situation, and how I survived, and how I actually got out of the domestic violence situation. And a lot of times we hear the parents' side, but we never hear the kids' side. So today, as I was cooking dinner, God told me to bring my oldest daughter in so she can, you can hear her side of the story of how she's dealt with it, if it has affected her in relationships, because she's 25 now, so she's able to date and she's able to have relationships, you know. So the question is, first, hi Bernetta.
Hey Mom.
So how are you doing today?
Good.
So on Wednesday we watch Greenleaf. So the Wednesdays are our day that we watch Greenleaf.
Oh yeah, love Greenleaf.
So you know, October is Domestic Violence Month, and we are dealing with domestic. I hear you, Anya. Stay tuned. I'm going to bring you in too. So in dealing with domestic violence, you guys went through it with me. And you guys had to endure some of the pain that we went through. When we went through as a family, we went through as it's unfortunate that it was your biological father that we went through domestic violence with. So I want to hear your take on domestic violence.
My take on domestic violence. Well, as far as domestic violence, I used to just think it was something like around the lines of, you know, the man putting his hands on the woman and like physically abusing her, beating her and stuff like that. But it's not that. It's as I grew to learn, it can be mentally, you know, verbally. Real sad, because it was like we were younger and we seen all that, and we couldn't help you. We seen it, but we couldn't help you because, you know, his strength is stronger than ours, and we didn't know what to do. But as time got by and we got older, it was like I was always on the defense. Like any guy you know got with, even though you didn't get with that many guys, but any guy who came around, I was always on the defense. Like, what he doing, my mama? Like, what he gonna do? Like, I gotta watch him. So I was always on the defense, even with them. Like, I was on the defense with my siblings.
Wow.
I think I did become pretty. I did adapt to it. Like, I thought I was over it. Like, okay, domestic violence part is over, whatever. We're free from it. But it was always in the back of my head. And, you know, I didn't know how to deal with it. So I actually did what my dad did. especially my siblings, I would beat them up and stuff like that out of
Wow.
anger if I got mad at them. And then when I got in my relationships, it was like I wouldn't necessarily like hit them all the time, but it would become too frequently. Like if I got mad, I would like, you know, punch my dude in his chest and stuff and get mad at him, cuss him out, and make him feel unwanted in the relationship. Even though I don't know how I'm trying to say it, but I wouldn't say I was the abuser, but at the same time I was, because I was doing the things that my dad did to you and the things that I seen. I acted out of my own anger, and I had to catch myself on that. So I had to, like, you know, find different ways to cope whenever I got mad at my, you know, boyfriend at that time, or talk to him in a more mannerable way if I got mad at him. Because I'll get mad and lash out and call y'all different types of names. So it's really, I'm not saying that I'm fully over it as far as like talking crazy, but I'm learning how to deal with it, because I don't want to be that person who, you know, helped create me. And yeah. So, yeah.
You said something that was very powerful. You said that you didn't know how to help me. And I think domestic violence, it puts a lot of pressure on you guys, you know, on you and your siblings, because y'all watching this, but yet y'all cannot help me in a situation. You know what I'm saying? So I watch the pain in you guys' face, the crying, you know, the helplessness, the screaming, it's like, even as I'm talking, like I can see you guys just frustrated, like y'all can't help me.
Yeah.
Like, how can I help my mom? Like, how can I stand up to, and I would say the big bear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, with the big bear, you know, if you're not big enough, you can't get that giant. The giant is just too big for you, and that just hurted me, because I guess I forgot about that part. You know, that when you guys wasn't able to jump in, because y'all were so small. You know, you guys were very small. You guys were very, you know, little, to where y'all couldn't jump in and help me. You know, not that I wanted y'all to help me, you know, because I felt like maybe y'all would have pick a team, you know, and I always say that to y'all guys, pick a team. But, you know, and I think we forget about child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we forget about, like, okay, for me, one of the reasons why I wanted out is because I did not want you guys, especially the girls, to think this was love. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Like, this is love. Like, if a man beat me, he loves me. If a man talk crazy to me, he loves me. If a guy, you know, do all kind of stuff to me, that's love. And that was the wrong perspective, and I did not want you to have that perspective, you and your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Even with the boys. Like, I didn't want the boys to think it was okay. This is how I'm supposed to treat a woman, and this is how she's supposed to receive it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, you know, and me hearing your side is like, you know, it's important to me now, because, you know, you are grown. You're fully grown. You're out of my house. Thank you, Jesus. But at the same time, and my next question would be, have this affected your relationships that you have been in?
Yeah, most definitely.
Wow.
I always been in attack mode, like not necessarily been in attack mode, because you know, very sweet, very gentle, but at the same time, everybody has their attitude and their lashing out, and what makes them angry, what sets them off. I would say, like, during an argument, I always felt in defense mode every time I argued with any of my boyfriends. Like, I felt in defense mode, like, okay, well, I'm gonna get him before he gets me, so I'll probably hit him before he hits me. Or, you know, I probably him. He just look at me and be like, "Well, I'm gonna get you before you get me." Like, it's always been in the back of my head, like, get them before they get you. But I had to change that situation, because I can't keep thinking like that. I can't keep living, you know, in fear.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I have I think with all my girls, and I tell anybody that they're dating, I didn't give her to you to put your hands on.
Mm-hmm.
In the same breath, I tell you what.
Don't put your hands on him.
Because if you put your hands on me, on him, and I have to come and rescue, I'm gonna beat him up.
And you're gonna beat me up.
I'm gonna beat you up for what?
Putting my hands on him first.
So keep your hands off of him. You know, and it's so important to where we forget about when y'all grow up. Will this affect y'all?
Mm-hmm.
Will this harm y'all? With this, you know what I'm saying? We as parents, I think we forget about that side. Like, okay, he's doing this and I'm staying here.
Yeah.
And I'm living here and I don't want to leave because my thing is I didn't want to leave because I'm not going to say I did not want to leave. Is this that I grew up without having a father in my home.
Mm-hmm.
Not because he left, it's because my biological father died a month before I was born.
Yeah.
So I wanted you guys to have a father.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys having a father came at a price.
Mm-hmm.
And it came at a serious price, you know, that I paid.
Yeah.
And you, not only did I pay, you guys paid. You know, y'all paid dearly for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I, as your mother, I want to apologize because I didn't protect you. I did not protect what God has given to you.
Yeah.
You are my gift that God has given unto me, and I did not protect you. And I didn't, you know, I didn't know how to protect you. I didn't know how because this was new. Domestic, the fighting part was new to me. And you know what I'm saying? And I apologize. And I apologize to, and I think I have a couple of my kids on here. I apologize to y'all as your mom for not protecting y'all. Like I apologize wholeheartedly because I probably should have left quicker than thinking, okay, I want them to have a dad, 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 have a dad. But I think I left so much that I forgot so much about y'all.
Yeah. Did you think that if you did leave him, we were gonna hate you? Because I was like,
Did you just flip the script on me? Yeah, you did.
I just asked I just wanted to add no because I know when you guys divorced, I was what 10, 11 when you guys officially divorced. I feel like I was more happy that you guys separated than you guys stayed together.
I think you were. I think all of you guys were like excited
Yes.
that I got a divorce.
It was like even though we were young, I still understood. But in the back of my head, like it was a sigh of relief.
Wow.
The only thing was I didn't know how to let go of that fear of like thinking that every man that came into our lives or every man that like was coming around was going to put their hands on you.
Mm-hmm.
And me still not being old enough, I wasn't going to be able to protect you, along protect my siblings.
Don't cry.
I'm not trying to cry, but it's the truth.
Yes.
It's the truth. So,
You know, and I'm grateful now because I do have a strong man in my life.
mm-hmm.
I have a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a wonderful man. He's caring, you know, he's gentle with me. You know, and sometimes, you know, it's scary because you know, you guys love him. You know, you guys have a great relationship with him. You know, and he's so tender to me. And he, you know, he's cautious with my heart. And that's was something that I wasn't used to. And I was afraid of having a strong person in my life because I was afraid that you guys wasn't going to accept him. Like you guys, because I did get married again. And it was cool for that season. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was not a bad guy. He was a cool guy. We had a lot of fun. But it was just, we have to understand our season. You know what I'm saying? God put people in your life for seasons.
Yeah.
And that season, he got me through some hard times, and some stuff that I was scared to face. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he didn't beat me. You know, he didn't choke me. He was great with you guys. But it was just a seasonal thing. You know what I'm saying? And with that seasoning, it was, when it was over, it was over. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To where now God got me in a place to where I honestly know what happiness is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I've been with him for 8 years, and he makes me happy. He makes me weak at the knees. And I don't talk about him publicly. I'm very gentle with him. I keep him tight-lipped, but he's very gentle with me. And, you know, and I love him, and I have mad respect for him. So, question for you is, how's your relationship with him versus your father? It's not a right and wrong question. It's like, do you have that same fear with him as you do my previous marriage?
No, I don't fear anything when I'm around him.
That says a lot. Mm-hmm. Because and I was afraid because he met us. He met us when we were living in a shelter. Mm-hmm. He met us when we was living in a shelter, and we was like at our low.
Yeah, we were.
We were at our low, and I remember I had an accident, and I had to go to Indiana to take care of some business. He worked 12 hours. Oh my God. And my leg was, I was on crutches. It was a bad situation to where he worked 12 hours and drove six and a half hours.
It's supposed to be 8.
Yeah, he drives very fast. He drove 6.5 hours.
Yeah.
That, after working 12 hours, to get us and drive us back to Indiana. And I never introduced him to y'all. I kept him a secret for like 9 months.
Yeah.
And that day, you guys was like, I think he won y'all with that respect. Mm-hmm. And I'm grateful to God that I do have love. You know what I'm saying? And I wish the best for you guys. Like, I want y'all to have a healthy relationship, healthy marriages, healthy family. You know what I'm saying? And you are my beast child. Because, for a minute, I worried about you because of your anger. Mm. Is there one thing I did for you after all the domestic violence that helped you? Did I put you in something?
You really just stuck like you was there for us. Like, after everything had ended, our dad got ghosts. Like, and then even when you got fed up and you start taking us over his mother's house, he still wasn't there. True. He was there like every now and then, but he still wasn't there. Like, we stayed over his mother's house or whatever for like the weekends, but it still wasn't like he wasn't in our presence. And even when he was in my presence, it was still that fear, like, okay, since he put his hands on my mom, like, he most definitely gonna put his hands on us. Then that night that he actually really like put his hands on us because we wouldn't go to sleep and we had bruises and stuff on our arms, it was just like, from that point, like, in my head, like, it was just like, ain't no man gonna put their hands on me again. Like whoever I get into an argument with, it's going off. Like, any dude I get into an argument with, like, it's going off. I'm gonna hit him before you hit me. That was always like my standpoint. So when I got in, I think my anger really took off. Like, it was school, elementary, middle school, but my anger really took off when I came to Georgia. And I feel like I had to be in defense mode with my siblings and people talking about us, living in a homeless shelter and like bouncing, from one shelter to another shelter. It was just like I always had to be in defense mode. Even when I was, we was going to church and stuff. Mm-hmm. I always feel like I had to be in defense mode for my family. Like, ain't nobody gonna talk about my family or I'm gonna go off. Like, that's just how I felt. I feel like I was a person who had to be in defense mode, and I didn't, play no games with nobody.
And you know, and I talked about in one of my shows. I talked about what's next, and one thing I talked about was counseling.
Yeah.
And I'm an advocate for counseling because not only did I put myself in counseling, I put my family in counseling. We went through counseling for
Years.
For years.
But we got the right one. We found the right one.
Yeah, we stayed in counseling for at least about 16 years. About 16 years. About 16 years. Like, we stayed in family counseling for like 16 years because a lot of people don't understand counseling is a key to surviving. Like, I remember people talking about, I can't believe you put your kids through counseling, but I wanted them to have a healthy, normal, what was left, normal life. So, when we came to Georgia, I think we found the perfect counselor, Mr. Cooks. Shout out to Mr. Cooks. Because we tried Mr. Cooks and it worked for us.
Yeah.
It worked. And then I said, well, let's try somebody else. And it just went, whoa. So
it didn't work at all.
It didn't work at all. So I had to go back and find Mr. Cooks and bring Mr. Cooks back because my family wasn't home no more. So I needed him.
Yeah.
And y'all guys know, because not only did he have a relationship with me, he had a personal relationship with you guys because, he even taught y'all.
Yeah.
Because he would take y'all to the show and show y'all how a gentleman is supposed to treat y'all. He would open the door, him and his wife would take them out to eat. Yeah, shout out to Miss Cooks too. They became not only our counselor, but our family.
Yeah.
Because, they came to graduations, they came to everything that consists of the kids. Mr. Cooks and his wife were there.
Yeah.
That they was very supportive to us. And I think that was so important that we were able to find a family counselor that was able to be there for us and help us in that season that we needed so badly. So do you recommend families get counseling?
I do. But it's all about finding because everybody claims they're a counselor, they can counsel people.
True.
I've had several counselors. Even when I was going to Lawrence North, I had this counselor. She was just, I
remember her.
I was counseling her more than she was counseling me. And I just felt like, okay, this is not gonna work. Can't nobody help me. And from that point, I was just like, nobody can help me. Like, I don't know why she's pulling me out of class. Don't come and get me from my house. Like, it was just that
it was bad, y'all.
Yeah. I was just like, can't nobody help us? And then we came here, and then it was a couple months or a year?
Yeah, it was a couple months.
Yeah, and then he had came over the house. You see this big, tall, 7-foot guy trying to get us out this small little compartment. I was like, what? But yeah, he was at first. Yeah, he was a very good guy. He's very good guy. He's very down to earth. He keeps it real.
Too real.
So it's all about finding the right counselor for you and your family. And I feel like, I want to say they have to go through some things to understand you, because people really don't have to go through anything to understand where you're coming from, as long as they're willing to listen and to learn who you are,
right, and
find different outlets and help you the best way possible.
Right. That's so true.
Yeah.
About that, because a lot of people really don't get your kids. You know what I'm saying? And I think God gave us grace.
Yeah.
He gave us the grace to withstand that, because he was really great, with us. And I think if it wasn't for Mr. Cooks, I don't think none of us will be here. When I say here, I mean mentally, because he even the help was just so phenomenal. I mean, it was just it was able to, we was able to reach some goals, you know what I'm saying? So I thank you for being on here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Wait a minute, let me try to bring your sister on. I have my oldest child. Let's try to bring her on. Anye, I don't know how to do this.
Let me see.
Anye, go back out and come back in so I can add you, because I don't know how to do it.
It's right here.
Where? Well, it says you can bring somebody back in. Anye, go out and come back in. I would like to bring my oldest daughter in, and let's see if she's still, I don't know if she's still watching. Anye, if you're still watching, go back out and come back in so I can bring you on. But guys, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, you know, and I did not tell my daughter the topic because she's an overthinker, because if I have told her, she would have had like a whole notebook of paperwork ready to go, like Jew.
Key points. I'm a planner.
It's Anya, request yourself in. I don't know how to do it. It won't let me do it. No, it doesn't. It won't let me. I have to, because I'm doing I'm doing on the tablet. But thanks guys. And you know, one thing I did tell my kids, and it was a rule that I had. It was that I don't care what you do, you have to do what? As far as your father.
Forgive.
And what else?
Love him.
I chose him.
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't choose him. You have to love and you have to respect him because he's still your father. And I'm big on that. Is that you have to respect him because I chose him. They didn't choose him. I did. But they're still their father. And I don't have no ill will towards him. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that I married. I wish him the best. You know what I'm saying? So, in that, I can't see it. It doesn't.
Let me see.
It doesn't let me. I wish him the best. You know, and I wish, you know, you guys, if you got any kind of abuse in your family, seek help and trust God no matter what. And I love you guys. Thank you, Brunetta, for being on my show.
You're welcome.
So, all right, guys. Thank you. I have to go around to turn it off. So, you guys have a blessed Wednesday. Greenleaf today. So, we got to go eat dinner.
Oh, yeah. We got to watch Greenleaf. See you guys later.
Blessings to you guys.